So in the last lecture, we have started our discussion on hydrogen spectrum. In the hydrogen spectrum, you may excite the electron from the first orbit to any of the orbits. Okay, in the question, see the information. If they are completely removing the electron, in that case, the electron will be coming from infinity to 1 or infinity to 2, so on and so forth. If you are exciting the electron to n equals to 6, then the transitions will be between 6 to 1. Okay, इनके बीच में जो भी transitions possible है वही रहेंगे. And the number of transitions or the number of spectral lines or the number of photons, these lines are called as spectral lines. Okay, these are referred to as spectral lines, and the number of photons are given by formula n into n minus 1 upon 2. In this particular case, it is 6 into 6 minus 1 upon 2, which is 3 into 5, which is equal to 15. Okay. इस पर्टिकुलर केस में हमको 21 लाइन्स आया है, which is 7 into 7 minus 1 upon 2, which is equal to 21. They may ask you, out of these 21 lines, how many of the photons belong to visible spectrum? Individually, you can calculate now. Visible spectrum में you have 5 different lines, and इसमें 6 है, or else this is 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Sum of n natural numbers, I think the formula is n into n minus 1 by 2 na?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. उसके बाद हमने okay. For finding the energy of any of the spectral line, for finding the energy or finding the frequency or finding the wavelength, you just need to subtract the energies. Suppose if it is coming from n2 to n1, the energy which it will be releasing is higher energy minus lower energy, which is En2 minus En1. En2 minus En1 is Rh z square times 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. For Balmer series, if you are substituting that n1 as 2, it will be Rh z square into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by n2 square. If you are writing the formula in terms of lambda, 1 by lambda is equals to Rh upon Hc into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by n square. This formula, which we have derived according to Bohr's theory, पहले ही दो साइंटिस्ट ने रेडबर्ग और बामर, they observed the hydrogen spectrum, and in the hydrogen spectrum जो भी wavelengths आया है, they made a formula for that. All those wavelengths which they observed, they can observe only the wavelengths which fall in visible spectrum. So वो wavelengths के लिए वो लोग ने कुछ formula दिया है, which is 1 by lambda is equals to R into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by n square. On comparing these two formulas, I can say R is equals to RH upon Hc. Okay. You can write this constant in terms of frequency or in terms of wave number or in terms of energy. If you are writing this constant in terms of energy, it will be 13.6. If you are writing this particular constant in terms of wave number, it will be 1.097 into 10 power 7. A question में the constant is written in terms of frequency, which is given as some 3.29 into 10 power 15 cycles per second. So you can write this constant in with respect to frequency, with respect to wave number, with respect to energy. Okay, it depends upon the question. वो वाला पार्ट समझ में आया ना आप लोग को?
Yes.
Okay, ठीक है. Then,
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, there are two different formulas for energy and
Two different formulas
Sir,
for
energy and wavelength, they are na?
yeah. For wavelength, the formula is देखो formula तो basically एक ही है. Energy formula से सब कुछ derive कर सकते हो. The formula for energy is minus RH times Z square upon N square. Okay. Whenever there is
Yes,
a transition, whenever there is a transition, the difference of the energy will be emitted out in the form of a photon. The decrease in energy is always emitted out in the form of a photon. So the decrease in energy is nothing but En2 minus En1. This must be equal to energy of the photon, which is given by formula h nu. Okay. This is the difference in energy of the orbits, and this particular energy is energy of photon. Okay, you can also write this energy as Hc upon lambda. So क्वेश्चन में आप लोग को लैम्डा के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं या वेव नंबर के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं, then convert that h nu into hc upon lambda.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ठीक है. उसके बाद I hope all these questions are clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do this question. The number of spectral lines observed during the transition of electron from n equal to 8 to n equal to 3. The number of spectral lines observed during the transition of electron from n equals to 8 to n equals to 3. Answer?
5.
5. इतना कम.
Sir, 15.
15 can be the right answer. 15 is the right answer. What is the formula for number of spectral lines?
N minus 1 upon 2.
n into n minus 1 upon 2. ये formula हमने देखा है, but this formula is applicable if and only if the transition is from n equals to n to n equals to 1. इस particular case में ये formula apply करने के लिए the transition has to be n equals to n से n equal to 1 पे होना चाहिए. But now it is n equals to 8 to n equals to 3. It is not n equals to 1. Or else if I am drawing 1 2 3 4, okay, ये 1 हुआ, ये 2 हुआ, ये 3 हुआ, 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, the transition from n equals to 8 to n equals to 3. n equals to 8 to 3 के बीच में कितने ऑर्बिट्स है? 4 ऑर्बिट्स है ना? Can I say that particular transition will be similar to n equals to 5 to, sorry, n equals to 6 to n equals to 1?
Yes, sir.
n equals to 6 to n equals to 1 में जितना भी लाइंस होगा n equals to 8 to n equals to 3 में भी उतना ही लाइंस रहेगा, because the number of orbits between these two, the number of orbits between these two are 4. इनके बीच में भी 4 ही है, ये दोनों इक्विवेलेंट होना चाहिए ना, but the energy of those photons will definitely be different. We are concerned only with the number of photons. We are not concerned with their energies. They are asking the number of photons that will be released if there is a transition from 8 to 3. Number of possibilities. It will be similar to 6 to 1. So हमको क्या करना है? Convert that particular n equals to 8 and n equals to 3. इसको lower orbit n equals to 1 में convert करो. उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? Subtract 2. Then it will become n equal to 1 ना? इससे भी 2 subtract करो. Then it will become n equals to 6. Now you can apply the formula n into n minus 1 upon 2, which is 6 into 6 minus 1 upon 2, which is equal to 15. Okay, or else line
Yes, sir.
सब क्या होगा?
Yes,
Coming
sir.
on to this, ये वाला, and then here ये होंगे ना? These will be the 15 lines. Is this clear? So don't apply the formula n into n minus 1 upon 2 if the lower energy state is not equal to 1. Okay, first you need to convert that n equals to n equals to 1. So कितना subtract करना पड़ेगा देखो. n equals to 3 के लिए 1 पे होने के लिए you need to subtract 2, so higher orbit से भी 2 subtract करो, then apply the formula n equal n into n minus 1 upon 2. Is the logic clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
next
sir.
question. Solve this question. Answer. Tell me the value of n, मतलब कहाँ से कहाँ पे ट्रांजिशन हो रहा है?
3 to 1. 4 to 1.
4 to 1.
It has to-
4 to 1, sir.
4 to 1.
They are given that number of spectral lines are 6. मतलब n into n minus 1 upon 2 equals to 6. का मतलब n has to be 4 ना? 4 into 4 minus 1 upon 2 is 6. Okay. If n equals to 4, one, two, three, 4. They're asking us to calculate the maximum and minimum wavelengths in the emission. Maximum wavelength क्या होगा? The maximum
2 to 1. 2 to 1.
2 to 1.
4 to 1.
Okay, okay.
हाँ.
Maximum wavelength will be having the least energy ना? 2
हाँ.
to 1 होगा क्या?
हाँ.
2 to
4 to
1.
1.
Minimum energy होगी ना?
Minimum and
हाँ.
Yeah, minimum energy. Sorry, maximum wavelength or minimum energy. Minimum energy 2 to 1 रहेगा क्या?
4 to 1.
4 to 1. 4 to 1 will be the maximum energy.
2 to 1.
2 to 1. Minimum energy है ना?
Any other answer? बस इतना ही बताओ. Minimum energy transition क्या होगा?
Infinity to 1.
Infinity to 1. अभी
उसमें
infinity
problem
पे
है.
electron है ही नहीं. The electron is in 4th orbit.
4 to 3.
Sorry?
4 to 3.
Very good. 4 to 3 will be the minimum energy. The transition from
No, ground state.
ground state पे आ रहे वो. देखो, that the possible number of photons are 6. 6 different photons are obtained whenever it is having transition from 4 to 1. और ground state पे आ रहे करके बता रहे. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है 4 to 3 वाला line है ही नहीं. 4 to 3 नहीं है तो you cannot have 6 different photons. If you are considering only ground state, then it will be 4 to 1, 3 to 1, 2 to 1. 6 कहाँ आया? 3 ही आया ना?
yes, sir.
Okay, so you need to consider all the things.
हाँ
ये एक है,
समझा।
ये एक है. These are the 6 different photons. Or else ये जो particular series है, this is Lyman series, this is Balmer series, this is Paschen series. Paschen series lines will be having lesser energy when compared to Balmer and Lyman series. And Paschen series में इसमें एक ही line है, which is 4 to 3. So the minimum energy will be of 4 to 3. Minimum energy मतलब you will have max wavelength. Maximum energy मतलब you will have minimum lambda.
wavelength.
So maximum energy will be
R
from
substitute करना है.
4 to 1, right? Tell me the answer in terms of R. Leave the answer in terms of R. Calculate करके बताओ अब. ये analysis करना important है. Which will be of the maximum energy, which will be of the least energy. Least energy बताया तो C for the series, which is far, मतलब Paschen, bracket, fund, इनमें रहेगा least energy. Maximum energy Lyman में रहेगा because that belongs to UV region.
Sir,
9 by 7 R by 15.
Okay.
huh?
What is the formula for lambda? 1 by lambda equals to
R R
Z
into
square.
R z square times
1 by
One.
N.
n1 square minus
1 by N2
1 by
square.
n2 square. अब तक ये फॉर्मूला याद हो जाना चाहिए सब लोग को. So 1 by lambda is equals to, it is in helium ना, so R into
4 square.
4 into 1 by suppose if you are calculating for maximum wavelength, 1 by 3 square 9 minus 1 by 4 square 16, which is equals to 4R into 16 minus 9, 7 upon 9 into 16. So lambda will be equal to 36 upon 7R होगा.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Lambda max is 36 upon 7R. 1 by lambda minimum equals to R into 4
4R.
times 1 by 1 minus 1 by 16, which is equals to 4R times
15 upon 16.
15 upon 16, 4 fourths, which is lambda minimum
4R
equals to
by
4 by
15.
4 by 15R. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, tell me.
can you please explain again the minimum energy and maximum energy?
Okay. देखो, in the question they are saying that the transition is between some n equals to n to n equals to 1. Ground state मतलब n equals to 1. And during the transition, they observed 6 different photons. Total number of photons are 6. We know that total number of photons in any transition from n equals to n equals to 1 is n into n minus 1 upon 2. So I equated that to 6. So then we got n equals to 4. So the higher energy orbit of the electron is 4 and the lower energy is 1. So in these lines, these are the 6 different lines. In these lines, we need to judge which will be the highest energy, which will be the lowest energy. In a given series, in any given series, as you go from this line to left, the energies will increase. 2 to 1 will be having lesser energy than 3 to 1. 3 to 1 will be having lesser energy than 4 to 1. Okay. So in lines में ज्यादा energy किसका है? 4 to 1 का. In lines में कम energy किसका है? 2 to 1 का. But you need to compare all these energies. In सब में energies least कौन है? In सब में energies ज्यादा कौन है? हाइड्रोजन के रेफरेंस में लिया तो लाइमन सीरीज किस में लाई करेगा? It lies in UV region. Balmer series lies in visible region. Paschen series lies in infrared region. So Lyman series lines will be having higher energy than any of these lines. Okay. Balmer series will be having higher energy than Paschen series. So in May, if you go from, in particular cases May, if you go from left to right in the series, Lyman series has more energy than Balmer series. ऐसा generalize कर सकता हूँ मैं. Lyman has more energy than Balmer, greater than Paschen, greater than bracket, fund, so on and so forth. Okay. So the least energy in this particular diagram must be present in Paschen series. Paschen series में एक ही line है ना, 4 to 3 वाला. So minimum energy will be because of this particular transition 4 to 3. Minimum energy matlab wavelength has to be maximum because energy and wavelength are inversely proportional. E is equals to hc upon lambda. Maximum energy matlab it will be having minimum wavelength. Is this clear now? Hello? Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Solve the next question. Nu1 is the frequency of the series limit of Lyman series. Nu2 is the frequency of first line of Lyman series. Nu3 is the frequency of series limit of Balmer series. They're asking the relation among Nu1, Nu2 and Nu3. Try to make a diagram out of it. If you are making a diagram out of it, it is more easier than using the expressions.
Sir, V2 plus V3 is equals to V1.
Answer, anyone?
V2 plus V3 is equals to V1.
I think that's the right answer.
V. Yes, V2 plus V3.
Nu1 equals to Nu.
Yeah. Nu2 plus Nu3.
Okay. Let us take this as infinity. this has n equals to 2, this has n equals to 1. Okay, the series limit of the Lyman series will be n equals to infinity to n equals to 1. The first line is nothing but n equals to 2 to n equals to 1. The series limit of Balmer series will be n equals to infinity to n equals to 2. Okay, let us take this as E1 energy and this as E2 and this as E3. From the diagram, I can clearly say E1 must be equal to E2 plus E3.
Yes, sir.
And we know that E is equals to H nu. So H nu 1 equals to H nu 2 plus H nu 3, or nu 1 equals to nu 2 plus nu 3. Very good. Nu 1 equals to nu 2 plus nu 3. Clear hai?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Before going into limitations of Bohr's theory, now we will discuss about a concept called ionization energy. Ionization energy, इसका मतलब क्या है? It is the amount of energy required. It is the minimum amount of energy. Minimum amount of energy required to remove an electron. To remove an electron present in a given orbit. Okay, मतलब क्या होगा? Suppose you have an electron in some nth orbit. Okay, what is the energy of that electron? En will be equals to minus RH times Z square upon n square. If you want to remove the electron, what is meant by removing of electron? You need to take this electron to infinite distance, because at infinite distance the influence of the nucleus on the electron will be zero. There won't be any influence of the nucleus. So what is the energy that you need to provide in order to remove the electron? कितना होगा ये?
plus RH Z square by n square.
प्लस आर एच जेड स्क्वायर अपॉन एन स्क्वायर बोल सकता हूं. देखो, एनर्जी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन एट इनफाइनाइट डिस्टेंस कितना है? इज इक्वल्स टू 0. Okay, if you want to take the electron to infinite distance, you need to incident some photon. इसके ऊपर you need to incident some photon. Let us say the energy of it is x. Initially the energy of electron is En. If you are incidenting a photon of energy x, on absorbing that particular photon, the energy of the electron will become energy at infinite distance. So what is x equal to? It is E infinity minus En. That x is nothing but ionization energy. Ionization energy is denoted by symbol IE, which is equal to IE. So IE क्या हो गया? IE is equals to 0 minus of minus RH Z square upon n square, which is equals to RH Z square upon n square. मतलब उस पर्टिकुलर ऑर्बिट में जो भी एनर्जी है उसका पॉजिटिव वैल्यू विल बी द आंसर. व्हाट इज द आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन प्रेजेंट इन हाइड्रोजन एटम इन फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट?
Plus 13.6.
Plus 13.6 electron volts. What is
Yes,
the
sir.
ionization energy of the electron present in third orbit?
Plus 1.51 electron.
Very good. Plus 1.51 electron volts. Okay, so you can calculate that in different elements. कर सकते हो ना?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So this is all about Bohr's theory. Let us look at the limitations of Bohr's theory. Bohr's theory fail क्यों हुआ? Can you tell me one obvious reason why Bohr's theory is or why Bohr's theory is having some limitation?
Sir, it is only applicable for hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
Very good. It is applicable only to hydrogen or hydrogen-like atoms or hydrogen-like species, which are single electron species.
Yes.
But in general, we won't be having helium as helium positive, na? Helium atom jaise rahega, beryllium atom, carbon atom. All the time, we cannot remove all the electrons and we cannot apply that particular Bohr's theory. Okay, you need to know the theory for multi-electron species. So, first obvious limitation is it is applicable only to single electron species. दूसरा point ये है, देखो, limitations of Bohr's theory. First point देखो, he combined the principles of classical mechanics and quantum mechanics. Classical mechanics का मतलब क्या है? Where the Newton's laws of motion are applicable. Classical mechanics मतलब Newton's laws ये सब classical mechanics के अंदर आएगा. Combine the principles of classical mechanics with quantum mechanics का मतलब क्या है? और जो centripetal force, centrifugal force के बारे में discuss किया है ना उसने, the electron is revolving around the nucleus because of the centripetal force, which must be equal to the centrifugal force, hence the electron is not falling inside the nucleus. K Q1 Q2 upon R square, he equated that to mv square upon R. That particular law is Newton's law, conservation of forces, balancing of forces. Okay. बाद में जाके हम ये पढ़ेंगे for the very small species like electrons, protons, neutrons. एक classical laws जो Newton's laws of motion है वो apply नहीं करेंगे हम, और else इन दोनों को combine नहीं करना चाहिए. उसने quantum theory को classical laws of motion को दोनों को combine किया. Quantum theory मतलब he used the principle of quantization of angular momentum. mvr is equals to nh upon 2 pi. That particular equation is based on quantum theory. Force balance का equation जो है mv square upon r is equals to k q1 q2 upon r square. That particular equation is based on classical mechanics. ये दोनों को solve किया ना हमने. mv square upon r equals to k q1 q2 upon r square और mvr is equals to nh upon 2 pi. ये दोनों को क्लब करके हमने solve किया है. ये करना नहीं चाहिए. क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स एक अलग सेक्शन है, क्लासिकल मैकेनिक्स एक अलग सेक्शन है. ओके, क्वांटम प्रिंसिपल्स मस्ट नॉट बी अप्लाइड टू क्लासिकल मैकेनिक्स. ओके, ये एक लिमिटेशन है. दूसरा, he couldn't explain the spectrum of multi electronic species. सिंगल इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के लिए उसने थोड़ा बहुत एक्सप्लेन कर पाया. सिंगल इलेक्ट्रॉन स्पीशीज के लिए लाइक हाइड्रोजन, हीलियम पॉजिटिव, लिथियम 2 पॉजिटिव, बेरिलियम 3 पॉजिटिव, उनके स्पेक्ट्रल लाइंस जो भी आया है उसके लिए फॉर्मूला वो वैलिड भी हुआ ना. 1 by lambda is equals to r into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by n square, वो मैच हुआ है. बट इफ यू हैव मल्टी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्पीशीज, वो जो उस पर्टिकुलर स्पेक्ट्रम में और भी कुछ लाइंस आएंगे, वो लाइंस को सेटिस्फाई करने के लिए फॉर्मूला कुछ डिराइव नहीं कर पाया हमने. सो ही कुडंट एक्सप्लेन द स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ मल्टी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्पीशीज. तीसरा पॉइंट, mvr equal to nh upon 2 pi उसने कह दिया, but he didn't give any proof. So no justification was given for the quantization of angular momentum. Quantization of angular momentum मतलब क्या है? mvr equals to nh upon 2 pi. But ये जो particular assumption है mvr equal to nh upon 2 pi, this is absolutely right. de Broglie hypothesis पढ़ने के बाद we will be deriving this. mvr equals to nh upon 2 pi जो है, this is absolutely right. Couldn't explain the formation of chemical bond. If he doesn't have a proper understanding of entire atom which has more than one electron, वो chemical bond कैसे बनेगा उसके ऊपर भी idea definitely नहीं आएगा ना.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we will be understanding how an electron exactly looks, or we will understand what is meant by an electron. देखेंगे बाद में. From that we will try to understand how is the chemical bond is formed in the chapter of chemical bonding. देखेंगे. Next, 5th and 6th points are very important. He couldn't explain the splitting of spectral lines in the presence of electric field, which is called as Stark effect, and the splitting of spectral lines in the presence of magnetic field, which is called as Zeeman effect. ये splitting of spectral lines होता क्या है? Once we read about quantum mechanical model, I will explain you that. Splitting मतलब क्या होता है? Okay? In the presence of some electric fields and magnetic fields, और जो spectral lines है, spectral line मतलब एक जो photon है, it is dividing into several other photons. और एक photon आना चाहिए था. If there is transition from 2 to 1, there has to be only one specific photon. But in the presence of electric and magnetic fields, more than one photon are obtained, even though the transition is between 2 to 1. थोड़ा बहुत मैं समझा रहा हूँ. देखो, if you are having transition from 2 to 1, expect क्या करेंगे? There has to be only one photon having energy En2 minus En1. Okay, but he is observing more than one photon in the presence of electric and magnetic fields. In fact, even in the absence of electric and magnetic fields, ये वाला point देखो, couldn't explain the fine spectrum of atoms. Fine spectrum मतलब the photons energies are separated by very less amount. If I am having a transition from 2 to 1, एक बार 0.6 के बारे में मैं समझा रहा हूँ. If I am having a transition from 2 to 1, there has to be only one unique photon. But हो क्या रहे? There will be more than one type of photon. If the transition is from 2 to 1, 2 to 1 पे भी there can be more than one type of photon, but their energies are separated by very slight amount. That is called as fine spectrum. Fine मतलब दो photons के बीच में जो gap है बहुत कम है. ये क्यों होता है? We will be understanding that based on Azimuthal quantum number. And ये splitting है. Splitting मतलब if I am putting the atom in an electric field or in a magnetic field, the number of spectral lines got increased. मतलब 2 to 1 पे initially जितना भी आया था, electric field, magnetic field लगाने से the number of spectral lines got increased. ये वाले points अभी detail में अभी समझ में नहीं आएगा. Once we read about quantum numbers, you will understand that. समझाता हूँ मैं.
सर
Yeah.
सर फोटॉन मतलब ब्रेक हुआ मतलब पैकेट्स जो होते हैं वो
हाँ वही
डिवाइड हो गए क्या?
वैसा कंफ्यूज मत होना. नहीं, पैकेट्स ब्रेक होता है वैसा नहीं. मोर देन वन फोटोन इज ऑब्टेन्ड. वो वाला फोटोन तो आ रहे, उसके अलावा और भी फोटॉन्स एक्स्ट्रा आ रहे. 2 to 1 पे ट्रांजिशन पे En2 minus En1 वो तो आ रहे. इनके अलावा और भी फोटॉन्स आ रहे हैविंग एनर्जी सिमिलर टू दैट ऑफ En2 minus En1. फाइन स्पेक्ट्रम मतलब 2-3 फोटॉन्स के बीच में जो गैप है, एनर्जी गैप बहुत कम है. उसके बारे में देखो, इधर समझाता हूँ. couldn't explain the doublets present in hydrogen spectrum. अभी देखो, सपोज मान लेते हैं हाइड्रोजन गैस है. अभी हमको क्या लग रहा है? कुछ तो ट्रांजिशन हो रहा होगा. सो यू आर ऑब्जर्विंग सम स्पेक्ट्रल लाइंस. ओके, डबलेट्स मतलब क्या है? इफ यू जूम इन टू दिस, एक बार जूम करके देखते हैं. आई होप एवरीवन कैन सी माय स्क्रीन.
यस सर.
Yes, sir.
अगर जूम आउट किया तो हमको लग रहा है एक ही स्पेक्ट्रल लाइन है, मतलब एक ही फोटोन है. But if you are zooming in, you can clearly observe two different photons. You can clearly observe two different lines. Both these lines are separated by very less energy. Okay. This is called as doublet. मतलब दो different photons emit हो रहे. We need to explain why is there two different photons, even though the transition is from 2 to 1. In the hydrogen spectrum, this is in case of hydrogen, even though the transition is from 2 to 1, you are having two different photons. Even though the transition is from, मान लेते हैं ये 3 to 1, you are having two different photons. 4 to 1, two different photons. 5 to 1, two different photons. Okay. ये तभी पता चलेगा whenever you are ये जो particular spectrum है उसको zoom करके देखा तो तब लगेगा. अगर दूर से देख रहे हैं तो एक ही लाइन जैसा दिखेगा. अभी डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ ना. इट इज लाइक ओनली सिंगल लाइन, सिंगल फोटोन, बट देयर आर टू डिफरेंट फोटॉन्स दैट आर एमिटेड. ओके, सो इससे मैं ये कंक्लूजन ये निकाल सकता हूँ. 2 पे whenever there is an electron, it can have two different sets of energies. Only if it has two different sets of energies, then only it can emit two different photons, na. even though it is present in the n equals to 2 orbit, same orbit पर रहने पर भी there is possibility for the electron to have two different energies. Is this clear? This is observation. ये explain नहीं कर पाया वो. बोर्ड सीरी के हिसाब से हमको एक ही एनर्जी आ रहा है बार बार -13.6 z square upon n square. E2 का एनर्जी कितना रहेगा? It will be -13.6 1 square upon 2 square 4. I think it is 3.4 ना?
Yes, sir.
3.4 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट्स होना चाहिए. 3.4 से 13.6 पे आ रहे तो 10.2 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट्स का ही एनर्जी एमिट होना चाहिए हमेशा. But there is another electron which is emitting energy close to 10.2 electron volts. Okay, इसलिए two different energies release हो रहे हैं. So Bohr couldn't explain that. Why is there two different natures of the electron present in the same orbit? So he couldn't explain the doublets present in the hydrogen spectrum. Okay, points 5, 6, and 7 are very important for understanding the nature of that particular electron. Once we read about quantum mechanical model, we will address these limitations. क्योंकि वो पता है तो ये limitations कैसे वो वाला मॉडल एक्सप्लेन कर पाया तब देखेंगे. क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
ये डबलेट्स मतलब समझ में आया ना? डबलेट्स मतलब टू डिफरेंट फोटॉन्स which is explained by spin quantum number. Okay, ठीक है. Let's go to next theory then. So ये limitations को overcome करने के लिए there has to be some theories ना? Scientists ने कुछ किया है based on those particular observations. Finally quantum mechanical model आया है. So let us see the contribution of de Broglie. Contribution of de Broglie in quantum mechanical model. ये जो है de Broglie, you have to call that as de Broglie. Your wish, you can pronounce him in any way. de Broglie बोल सकते हो, de Broglie बोल सकते हो. de Broglie's matter wave duality. de Broglie's matter wave duality मतलब क्या है? इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन के लिए एवरीवन इन द क्लास ओके. इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन के लिए हमने ये बात किया, इट हैज ड्यूअल नेचर. मतलब it has both wave nature as well as particle nature. The wave nature is used for explaining diffraction, refraction of the light, etc. The particle nature is used for explaining photoelectric effect. It has both the natures. It has both wave nature as well as particle nature. Similarly, de Broglie क्या बोल रहा था? Whenever you have matter मतलब anything which has mass and occupies space, volume. Okay. Whenever you have matter, a matter in motion can have wave nature as well as particle nature. जैसे इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन के लिए ड्यूअल नेचर है, वेव नेचर और पार्टिकल नेचर भी है, वैसा ही मैटर के लिए भी दो नेचर्स है. इट हैज बोथ वेव नेचर एज वेल एज पार्टिकल नेचर. and the wavelength of any object moving with a velocity v. The wavelength of any object moving with a velocity v is given by formula lambda is equals to h upon mv, or lambda is equals to h upon p, where p is momentum. h वही है, h is equals to 6.625 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. Okay, you can write this as lambda dB. dB indicates de Broglie's wavelength. This is the wavelength of the matter. This is not the wavelength of the photon. photon जो है, it is electromagnetic radiation which doesn't possess any mass. This formula you should not apply for the photon or electromagnetic radiation. This is for all those entities which possess mass. एक example देखते हैं. Suppose you are having a cricket ball. What is the typical mass of cricket ball?
20 gram.
100 gram.
100 gram. Okay. Can I take for calculation purpose? It is 662.5 grams.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. कैलकुलेशन के लिए 662.5 ग्राम्स का क्रिकेट बॉल ले रहा हूँ, मतलब आधा केजी के बराबर. Suppose if I am hitting that particular cricket ball, what is the maximum speed which it can achieve? Suppose कोहली या रोहित शर्मा ने मार लिया उसको, maximum speed कितना हो सकता है उसका? Tell me in terms of meter per second, okay?
25-30.
25-30 और थोड़ा ज्यादा ही कर लेते हैं. Let us take that speed as 100 meter per second.
62.
90 meter.
100 meter per second ले लेते हैं.
100.
Let us try to calculate the wavelength of that cricket ball. According to de Broglie, the wavelength is given by lambda is equals to h upon mv,
H by mv.
which is 6.625 into 10 raised to minus 34 divided by mass. You need to substitute in kgs. So 662.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 kg. Velocity, it is 10 power 2 meter per second. इसका वैल्यू कितना होगा? कितना रहेगा इसका? I think this is 10 power minus 36 हो जाएगा ये. 10 power minus 35 होगा.
35.
35, right?
35.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir.
This is 10 raised to minus 35 meters. ये जो 10 raised to minus 35 meters है, is this a small value or a large value or a significant value?
Not a significant.
Not a significant.
Small.
Not a significant value. Now, what is the typical radius of cricket ball?
Small.
10 centimeter. 20 centimeter.
Radius of
5 centimeter.
10 centimeter रहेगा cricket ball का radius.
Diameter.
Diameter भी उतना नहीं रहेगा.
Time.
ठीक है.
1
ठीक है.
centimeter.
ठीक है. Radius of the
4
cricket ball, let
centimeters.
us 3 centimeters. कुछ 3 centimeters लेते हैं. ये 3 centimeters के comparison में, 3 centimeters के comparison में ये 10 raised to minus 35 meters. Is that a significant value or less significant value?
Less significant.
Less.
Very less significant, na?
Significant.
Hence, whenever you are seeing a cricket ball, suppose यहाँ से throw किया मैंने, okay, यहाँ पे जा रहे हैं, you will be seeing the path only as a particle. You won't be seeing the wave nature of it. क्योंकि उसका wavelength जो है, it is very very small. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have any wavelength. उसके पास wavelength है, but the wavelength is very very small.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us try to calculate the wavelength for an electron. पहले केस में हमने wavelength of cricket ball find किया है. उस वेव हमको ये आया है, the wavelength of the cricket ball in motion is very very less when compared to the wavelength of the electron. Sorry, when compared to the radius of the cricket ball. Let us take an electron in first orbit of hydrogen atom. An electron in first orbit of hydrogen atom. What is the mass of electron? It is 9.
9.1.
9.1.
Or minus 30.
34 kg.
Okay. I am taking this as almost 10 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. which
Yes.
is equal to 10 raised to minus 30 kg हो गया. थोड़ा approximations कर रहा हूँ. 10 raised to minus 30 kg हुआ. What is the velocity of electron in the first orbit? V1 कितना है? It is 2.165
2.165
into 10 raised to
10 raised
6
to
per second.
meter per second. Hydrogen
Yes,
atom
sir.
है first orbit में. Okay. Shall we calculate the wavelength of the electron then?
Yes.
Lambda de Broglie wavelength equals to h upon mv, which is equal to 6.625 into 10 raised to minus 34 joules second divided by mass is 10 raised to minus 30 kg into velocity is 2.165 into 10 power 6. एक बार इसका कैलकुलेशन करके बताना. This is 10 raised to minus 4. So I think it is 6.625 upon 2.165 into 10 raised to minus 10 meters.
Yes.
Yes,
Can
sir.
anyone tell me the answer?
3 point कुछ था.
3 point.
3.1.
Sir, approximately
65. It is 3.06.
Ah.
It is 3.06 10 into 10 raised to minus 10 meters. 10 raised to minus 10
Angstroms.
meters is nothing but 1 angstrom.
3.06 angstrom.
3.06 angstrom.
Angstroms.
What is the radius of first orbit of electron?
0.5
0.529
angstrom.
529 angstrom.
0.529
angstrom.
angstrom. अभी ये जो 3.06 angstroms है, if I am comparing it with respect to 0.529 angstroms, is that less significant or significant?
Significant.
It is significant, right?
Yes.
So whenever the electron is revolving around the nucleus, ये important है, ये समझना. अब तक हमने ये देखा, whenever the electron is revolving around the nucleus, it is revolving as a particle. Okay, it is revolving as a particle or it is having particle nature करके. But this is not true. An electron, whenever it revolves around the nucleus, it has wave nature. It is not revolving around the nucleus in the form of a particle, but it is revolving around the nucleus in the form of a wave. उसको कैसे दिखाना है? I am trying to show it. एक बार कोशिश करते हैं. So it is revolving in the form of a wave. ऐसा कुछ मूव कर रहे हो. It is not revolving in the form of a particle, but it is revolving in the form of a wave. If it is revolving in the form of a wave at different points, the distance of the electron from the nucleus will be changing. जैसे बोर ने एक कांस्टेंट डिस्टेंस लेके वो k q1 q2 upon r square वैसा कुछ लिखा है ना उसने, वो पॉसिबल नहीं है. mv square upon r वो वाला लिखना नहीं चाहिए, because he approximated the electron as a particle. But the electron is not a particle, it is having wave nature significantly. उस पर्टिकुलर कंटेक्स्ट में, एटम के कंटेक्स्ट में उसका वेवलेंथ जो है वो सिग्निफिकेंट है. Is this clear? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. नेक्स्ट क्लास में सब लोग एक व्हाइट पेपर लेके आना. I will make you do some experiment नहीं, एक thought process रखेंगे
चित्रकला.
नेक्स्ट क्लास में we will try to derive that MVR equals to NH upon 2 pi. उसके लिए आप लोग की मदद चाहिए मुझे. Bring a white paper in next class. आप लोग के पास रखना. क्या करना है मैं समझाता हूँ. ओके. अभी के लिए हमारा कंक्लूजन ये है, an electron which is revolving around the nucleus is not a particle, but it is in the form of a wave. Okay. So बोर्स
Sir.
ने जैसे पार्टिकल नेचर कंसिडर करके वो सब सॉल्व किया है. It is not appropriate. It is not complete. It is an approximation. Yeah, tell me. Sorry, I can't hear you. Any doubt? किसी को कुछ डाउट है क्या?
मैसेज करो.
मैसेज करो.
मैसेज में भेजा क्या कुछ? ओके. देखो, डी ब्रॉगली's हाइपोथेसिस क्या है? और डी ब्रॉगली is saying that matter has dual nature. It has both particle nature as well as wave nature, and the wavelength of and this particular wave nature is will be present if and only if the particle or the object is in motion. If it is not in motion, you should not say it is having that wave nature. Okay. So for any particle or for any object which is in motion, the wavelength of it is given by lambda is equals to h upon mv, where h is Planck's constant, m is mass of the object, and v is the velocity of the object. Okay. If we try to calculate the wavelength of cricket ball, जिनका मास मैंने 662.5 ग्राम्स और स्पीड 100 मीटर पर सेकंड लिया है, उस पर्टिकुलर क्रिकेट बॉल का वेवलेंथ आया हुआ है 10⁻³ meters. When compared to the radius of the cricket ball, this wavelength is very much insignificant. You cannot observe it with your naked eye. हो ही नहीं सकता. So whenever the cricket ball is moving from one position to another position, you can visualize that particular cricket ball as a particle. No need to consider the wave nature of it. Okay. But if you are taking an electron, हमने already electron का velocity कुछ Bohr's theory में कुछ calculate किया है और उसका mass ये सब निकाल के, if you are seeing the wavelength of the electron, the wavelength of the electron came out to be 3.06 angstroms, which is a significant value when you are comparing it with the radius of the orbit, 0.529 angstroms. So an electron which is revolving around the nucleus, it is not revolving as a particle, but it is revolving in the form of a wave.
सर
Okay. Yeah.
सर मतलब हम बॉल का वेव नेचर नहीं देख सकते और इलेक्ट्रॉन का देख सकते हैं.
इलेक्ट्रॉन का देख सकते हैं. इलेक्ट्रॉन का एटम के कंटेक्स्ट में और जो वेव नेचर है सिग्निफिकेंट है, क्योंकि उस पर्टिकुलर उस लेवल पे गया तो ये जो पर्टिकुलर वेवलेंथ है, इस रेडियस ऑफ द ऑर्बिट है, दोनों सिग्निफिकेंट है ना. एक कंपैरिजन आ रहा है. सपोज इफ दिस ऑर्बिट साइज इज वेरी वेरी ह्यूज, तब वो वेव जैसा भी मूव किया हमको पार्टिकल जैसा ही दिखेगा.
यस.
ये जो ऑर्बिट है बहुत ह्यूज है, तब ये वेव जैसे मूव कर रहा होगा, वेवलेंथ बहुत छोटा हो गया तो हमको पार्टिकल जैसा ही दिखेगा ना. बट अभी इधर वेवलेंथ बड़ा है, सिग्निफिकेंट है, पार्टिकल जैसा नहीं दिखेगा, वेव जैसा दिखेगा.
Sir, means electron has larger wavelength.
Electron has significant wavelength, and the significance is related to its orbit size. इलेक्ट्रॉन का वेवलेंथ भी छोटा ही है, एंगस्ट्रॉम मतलब छोटा ही है ना. बट उसको
sir.
किसके साथ कंपेयर कर रहा हूँ मैं? उस पर्टिकुलर ऑर्बिट के साथ, उसके ऑर्बिट के साथ कंपेयर कर रहा हूँ. ओके.
Yes, sir.
The wavelength is not larger. The wavelength is significant in atom's context. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We will prove MVR is equals to NH upon 2 pi in next lecture. अभी के लिए इसके ऊपर कुछ क्वेश्चंस करते हैं.
सर
Solve this question.
सर
Yeah.
शिव प्रसाद ने मैसेज सेंड किया है, डाउट है.
Okay. This wave is energy radiating or not? It is not. This is not related to energy. This is related to its motion. उस motion में क्या हो रहा है, वो कैसे दिख रहा है. This is not at all related to photon. Photon's energy is different. This is different. This is related to only its motion. It won't be radiating any energy. रेडिएट करेगा whenever it is jumping from one orbit to another orbit, तब करेगा. क्लियर है शिव प्रसाद? शिव प्रसाद बात नहीं करेगा क्या? शिव प्रसाद? ओके, solve this question everyone. सॉल्व नहीं कर पाएंगे बट क्वेश्चन मार्क करो. An electron is accelerated through a potential difference of V0 volts find the de Broglie wavelength associated with the electron. An electron is accelerated through a potential difference of V0 volts. You need to find the de Broglie wavelength associated with the electron. मतलब क्या है? There is a potential difference. दो प्लेट्स है, इन दोनों प्लेट्स के बीच में पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस कितना है? V0. Okay. If you are having a charge Q left in this or left in between these two plates, अभी ये जो चार्ज Q है, सपोज मान लेते हैं पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल है, नेगेटिव टर्मिनल है. सपोज इफ द Q चार्ज इज नेगेटिवली चार्ज स्पीशीज है, then it will be attracted towards the positive terminal ना. The kinetic energy achieved by the electron, remember this, kinetic energy achieved by the electron placed in a potential of V volts, or the kinetic energy achieved by charge Q placed in a potential of V volts is Q into V. Is Q into V. याद रखो ये. The kinetic energy achieved by any charge Q which is placed in a potential of V volts is Q times V. चार्ज का यूनिट क्या है?
एम्पियर.
अच्छा, चार्ज का यूनिट सर कोलम्ब. ओके, स्पेलिंग राइट है ना कोलम्ब का? ठीक है, कोलम्ब. वोल्टेज के यूनिट वोल्ट है ना? ओके, 1 coulomb volt. 1 coulomb volt is nothing but 1 joule. 1 coulomb volt is nothing but 1 joule. देखो, if Q is equals to electron and V is equals to 1 volt, तब kinetic energy क्या होगा? Charge is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19
joules.
Sorry, charge is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb ना? जूल्स का जूल कौन बोल रहा है?
Yes. Coulomb.
Coulomb.
Into 1 volt.
1 volt, which is nothing but 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb volt, which is nothing but 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joules na?
Yes.
This 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joules is called as 1 electron volt. क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉन का चार्ज 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 है, वोल्टेज 1 वोल्ट है, तो दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई किया तो you will get the energy as 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joules. इसका मतलब क्या है? Whenever you are having an electron left in a potential difference of 1 volt the energy which it will gain is nothing but 1 electron volt, which is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joule. इसलिए उसको 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट करके एक नया यूनिट जैसा बनाया हमने.
Yes,
ओके, ये वाला पार्ट समझ में आया ना? हमको इतना ही याद रखना है. If you are having a charge q placed in a potential difference of v, the kinetic energy which it will achieve is qe. Okay, अभी उस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन में you have electron
Hello.
left in voltage of v naught na, electron kept in a voltage of v naught. What will be the kinetic energy which it will achieve? It will be E into v naught electron volts. लिख सकता हूँ? इलेक्ट्रॉन का चार्ज सब्स्टिट्यूट कर लिया तो 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 आ जाएगा ना, एंड वोल्टेज का वोल्ट हो जाएगा. So it will be EV naught electron volts. This kinetic energy must be equal to half mv square.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. From this, what can I write the value of V? V is equals to
E
2E V naught upon M whole root.
Whole
Yes.
root.
They're asking us to find the de Broglie wavelength. Lambda is equals to H
HCV.
upon MV.
H by
H upon M into root over 2E V naught upon M. M अंदर गया तो एम्पेयर हो जाएगा.
Yes, sir.
So the answer will be H upon root
2K into M.
ME into V naught, where E is the charge of the electron, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulombs.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is the lambda.
2 EVM.
डायरेक्ट आपको ये क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट आता है. They will give you this, they will give you the charge, everything, then they will ask you the expression. Most standard question है ये, बहुत बार रिपीट हुआ है. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Once go through the question, एक बार देखो आप लोग. We'll go to the next question then.
सर
Yeah.
सर आपने वो शिव प्रसाद का डाउट क्लियर किया था ना, उसकी लाइट गई थी तब, इसलिए फिर
अच्छा,
से उसे एक्सप्लेन की.
तुम बताओ, मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया है ना, तुम बताओ. ये अभी कौन बात किया? An electron, ये जो पर्टिकुलर लैम्डा है, this is just related to its motion. This is not related to its energy. Okay. So the electron, we are not discussing about the radiation of energy. Radiation of energy पे it will be emitting out energy equivalent to En2 minus En1 for single electron species, Bohr's model के हिसाब से. That is calculated according to h nu or hc upon lambda. That is energy of the photon or the wavelength of the photon. This is the wavelength of the electron. This is not at all related to the energy. This is related to its motion. वो वेव जैसा मूव कर रहे करके बता रहा हूं मैं, उतना ही है. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next question. Formula application है. Calculate wavelength of proton moving with 1.0 into 10 power 3 meter per second given mass as 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. Value of H as 6.63 into 10 raised to 23. Sorry, 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. You need to calculate the wavelength of the proton. Substitute kar lo jaldi. Tell me the answer. Tell me the answer in terms of nanometers. If you want, I'm giving you the options. 0.4 nanometers, 2.5 nanometers, 700 nanometers, 40 nanometers, 0.32 nanometers.
So 0.4 nanometer.
Yes, sir.
0.4 आया क्या? Okay. Lambda is equals to h upon mv. H is 6.63. Direct formula based आएगा इस पे.
Yes, sir.
Upon mass is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27. Velocity is 1 into 10 power 3.
Yes, sir.
This is 10 raised to minus 7. It is 6.63 upon 1.67 into 10 raised to
Minus 10.
minus 10.
3.9 square.
3.9 या 4 times में जा रहे हैं ना. Okay. So this is 3.9 into 10 raised to minus 10 meters है. Okay. So into 10 divided by 10 किया तो it will be 0.39 into 10 raised to minus 9 meters or almost equal to 0.4 nanometers.
Yes, sir.
Right. सही है. Okay. I hope today's lecture is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go through the
Yes.
notes. If you're having any doubts, please contact me. We will be discussing in detail about these three limitations, 5, 6, and 7, after learning about quantum mechanical model. Okay. Thank you, everyone. We will meet in the next lecture.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you.